doing a few of these, and they're all different. We usually use Zoom, so that's kind of, my go-to, but done a few other things this week and last week.
Yeah, we may move over to Zoom. There's just some security features I wasn't aware of through Zoom. So, like, people can join the meeting or take over the screen, even if they're not presenting, things like that, I've heard.
I have heard that too. We have not had that an issue at all.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Okay. Well, Mary, my name is Nate, and I do the sales and consulting over here at Swipeclock. Been doing it a few years, so very familiar with our system and its capabilities, as well as, market trends, what clients like yourself are looking for. And Swipeclock's been doing this for over 20 years, so we have a complete workforce management solution, right? So anything from recruiting and onboarding to timekeeping and scheduling, and then of course the HR side of things. So with that being said, I do have some notes here. Did you actually talk to one of my colleagues prior to me?
I believe so, but I don't have a name to put with that conversation, but okay. I believe I did, yeah.
Okay, I think it might have been Abby.
Okay.
And so she did leave me some notes here, and I've been reading.
Okay.
It looks like you also came from Software Advice. It's like a comparison tool, and they give you different companies and solutions to look at. So before we dive into this, I just wanted to get a little bit of background. I see that you use ADP for payroll. And so you're looking for a system that can tie into ADP easily.
Yes, we don't want to change that. So yeah, we do want to have something that integrates with ADP.
Okay. So with that being said, give me a background. What is it that you're looking for in a solution?
Okay. So we're a small organization, somewhere usually under 25 employees. Right now we have 21. We have been using a software-based storage for HR documents. And we have also, well, due to the pandemic, but then for other reasons as well, we are now a remote organization.
Okay.
So we need to have something cloud-based to allow the administrators to be able to look at documents that they need to, and then to whatever extent the employees need to. So that's first and foremost. We need something cloud-based where we can keep all those documents that we have, many paper documents. So because we're small and we don't have a lot of turnover, but we're definitely at a point right now where we need to do something else.
Sure.
So with ADP doing payroll, and there is a need for that HR side of it. So I'm aware that ADP offers some other additions to our current system that would handle that, but I'm also looking at other organizations as well.
Okay. So is it mainly just the HR storage and file sharing, or did you need any type of onboarding capabilities for new hires?
Yes to the onboarding. Yes. Right now I send all the documents out, and they're, electronically signed now and stored, but, we need to do the next step. So if there is an opportunity for new employees to log in and see what documents they need to review and sign, and, have them returned to the HR management system.
And that's primarily for the onboarding, or is further down in their life cycle as well. So maybe.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
don't know, I mean, I don't know what, at this point, I don't know what else, they'd be looking at. I mean,
Okay.
we have separation documents too, but that's a different kind of, conversation, I guess.
Sure. Well, there's a lot, but at the end of the day, it's just file sharing, right? A secure platform
Yeah,
to store new hire documents, right? So tax information, org charts, non-competes, company handbooks, policies, procedures, and then having a profile, which each employee, traditionally has a manila folder in a file cabinet where you store all that information.
yeah,
We can just simply move all of that online, right? Um, there's only one major, I wouldn't even say it's major, but the biggest thing is with ADP. ADP does not really like to integrate with third-party systems like ours. The reason being
okay,
is they offer their own. So they want you to use
yeah,
their own,
right,
right? Now, in
yeah,
our system, we sell multiple products, right? And you can actually pick and choose which products to use, or you can combine them together and use them all as a workforce management solution. So again, that would be starting from the beginning, right? Recruiting, using our system, create job listings, post those out to different job boards so candidates can apply for those open positions. When they apply through Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, Google, those candidates will come back into our system so that your team can review applications, resumes, manage these candidates through the hiring process. And then when you're ready to hire certain candidates, store all of your new hire documentation in our system, build new hire packets, and email it out to those candidates to fill out remotely. So everything is done securely, right? They receive an email, they verify their email address, they then have access to digitally fill out W-4s, I-9s, sign off on employee handbooks, non-competes, right? Background check, emergency contacts, whatever paperwork you include for new hires to fill out. All of that will be emailed out to them. You can track their progress as they complete all those forms and send them back into our system. You are able to review them and save them to your local machine as a PDF. Now, from there is where we want to get that information over into ADP. You can export information, but you're still going to have to manually pull it out of our system and then manually get it into ADP, right? There's no integration that we have. Now, there is an integration. Do you happen to know what version of ADP you're using?
workforce now,
Workforce Now. Okay. Do you have access into your marketplace?
I don't know, I don't
So,
know. If I do, it's not something that I use, so,
okay. Well, the ADP
um,
marketplace is simply just like an online store, and you can read about their different upgrade packages. You can turn
okay,
on different features. And so let me show you this. With our recruiting and onboarding solution from Applicant Stack, we can turn on an integration with ADP, but it's done on your side through your marketplace. And you'll see right here it says the connector app will send new hire information from applicant stack to ADP.
Okay.
Okay. That information is primarily the basic information of a new hire. So if I go to just a new hire in here, the information that will be pushed over is this information that I've highlighted. So their name, their address, their social security number, a phone number, maybe a location or a department if you're specifying that, a pay rate if you want to put that in there. So that will flow over automatically and populate into ADP. In terms of their new hire documentation, so tax forms, deductions, all of that, I have to take the completed form that you'll see down here, and I can view it as a PDF. I would still have to enter in that information into ADP manually.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not that big of a deal, but I'm not aware of many other solutions that will populate W4 or I-9 information automatically into ADP.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, I understand. And so do you have a payroll piece to your system?
Swipeclock does not do payroll. We do everything else.
Okay.
So we will
Okay.
give you all the tools, we'll give you the platforms, we will give you a single portal to manage your employees and their HR documents, but not the payroll side.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Okay.
that's, okay.
So I just wanted to be clear about that. You know, I don't want that to come up down the road if you really like Swipeclock. Swipeclock is very user friendly. It's very robust.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, as I said, I've seen some other systems and definitely those two terms would describe it. It also seems, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Some of them seem more like an app.
Yes.
I don't know how to describe that, but you know, yeah. So
No, they're portals. Some people like the way they look in the flow. Ours is here's the information. We want to give you
yeah,
as much information on every page as possible. You know, other people,
yeah,
they'll use icons and bright colors, you know, make it a little bit more frilly looking, if you will. And some clients really want that experience. I personally don't enjoy it. I like to have the information available. Where am I going? What am I doing? What am I trying to
yeah,
solve today? Right?
yeah. I guess I am in that same mindset because some of them just seem, like I said, they just look like an app that, you know,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, just a little too much. But okay, so the payroll piece is um, most of those documents would still need to be uploaded to ADP manually, the tax documents and that kind of thing.
Correct.
If I turned on this particular information on the ADP marketplace, then your system can upload basic information about the new hire, name, address, and that kind of thing. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you go into your ADP portal, like right now, there should be a marketplace link somewhere within your menu.
Okay.
And when you go into that marketplace, let me go back to that page. You can actually search for that integration. And I believe it's just called applicant stack. applicant stack onboard, I believe is what it's called in there. And there is a additional fee to have that turned on. And I believe last I checked, it was a flat rate fee per month, unless you begin to onboard, X amount of employees. Then I think the flat rate turns into a cost per employee that you onboard.
Okay.
Right, but that billing is done through ADP. It won't come from applicant stack. ADP
Right.
designed this integration,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
So they
like to do.
yeah. And so Swipeclock has been trying to work with ADP for years and years to try and expand this integration. But they just simply don't want to because they offer these solutions within their own system,
Right.
right? And that's what a lot of companies
Yep.
are doing nowadays,
Yeah.
which I understand, but it kind of doesn't give the consumer the flexibility that they want. But
Right.
it's still very user friendly,
Right.
right? So once we
So
onboard those employees,
okay.
they will have a profile. And so all these portals link together. It just depends on where you want to go. So you'll have an HR section within this portal. Now, again, this portal, you can turn on timekeeping. So that's what you may have seen here on the front page. So if employees need to clock in and out, they have the ability to do that through our system, right? There's a message center where you can stay engaged with your team members or just your department heads, perform weekly check-ins. There's a suggestion box, a recognition wall, and that's just to bring the entire company together, especially right now where everyone is remote, right? You're not getting that daily face-to-face interaction. So this allows us to interact through our platform.
Okay.
Okay. Under the HR tab, what we're simply doing is on the left, what do we want to look at? So we just looked at our applicant tracking, right? And I can go deeper into that if you do need a faster way to get your open positions out to the name brand job boards, find candidates, best fit candidates, and hire them, right? Or if you've got another solution in place and you just need to onboard them, you saw how quick and easy that was, right? So then
Right.
employees, they just have a profile in here. And this profile takes that manila folder out of that big steel filing cabinet tucked away in the HR office, and we just move everything online. Now this profile is going to have, all the pedigree information. If we have emergency contacts, they will have their own file cabinet. And that file cabinet is going to store all of their HR documents from the time that they are onboarded throughout their life cycle with the company. So that's any and all forms, and it's searchable, right? So if we're doing a change of home address, employees will have the ability to do that. If we need to update direct deposit, employees can do that. If we send out a company handbook update, we can push that employee handbook out to the entire company and have them digitally sign off on it, right? So we can perform different workflows to do just that. Okay, and I'll show you that here in a second because that's actually really cool. But this profile here, you actually get to customize it yourself. So what do you like to track about the employees? So you've got the ability to add custom fields. So performance review information, disciplinary actions, Any type of certification or driver's licenses we can track in here. Make sure that those are up to date. Set alerts if they're about to expire. You can just plug in employee preferences. You know, hey, you wear a uniform, what size are you? What is your name tag? Or maybe we issue company property, cell phones, vehicles, computers, and we want to track that under the employee profile. If you offer benefits, you can actually set up open enrollment through this system as well. So you would work with your third-party provider. You would offer the plans through our system. So you would build it in the system, or some of my clients have their brokers do it. But when it's time for open enrollment, employees can actually come to our system, select their plan, or deny the coverage, and let management know and track it through this system. So this is just a custom profile for all your employees. And the custom fields tab on the left allows me to pick from some of the default options that we have available, or I can quickly add a new category, right? So maybe I need to track department changes or merit increases. So I can add a new category, name it whatever I want, and then underneath that, I can actually have subcategories. So here's the header, and then here's what I want to track more specifically.
So the file cabinet, are those, and these things that you just discussed, can the employee look at those, or is it like administrative access, or how is that? Or do we determine who can get in and who can't?
So on the employee side, employees have a portal just like this one, but they don't have the admin features.
Okay.
So typically, if I go to the employee profile here, now each employee, they do have a file cabinet of their own, but you can decide what forms are visible to the employee or not.
Okay.
Okay. The center here, all the custom fields, their actual profile, that will not be visible to the employee.
Okay.
Okay, so that's mainly for the administrative side.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you share files with employees often?
What kind of files?
So maybe like a performance review or company handbook update, or maybe
we use Box.
you use Dropbox, you said?
It's just called Box.
Oh, okay.
We have just merged over to it in the last 6 months for file sharing capabilities. Even though we're small, we have 4 divisions, which were always kind of, they use the word siloed, so
Okay.
if the communications team wanted to look up a document that research and evaluation had created, they didn't know how to find it. So we have just put everything in Box.
I
With
see.
respect to things like the handbook, a lot of staff resources are there.
Okay. And do you wish to continue using Box?
As far as I know, like I said, a lot of it is we do a lot of state-specific work regarding charter schools and their laws and such, so there's a lot of need for that kind of comprehensive file sharing in that respect.
Okay. Okay. And the reason I
Well,
ask
that's a
is,
yes.
okay, the reason I ask is that's exactly what our system is designed to do, is to store documents, right? So in your admin tab, you do have a library, and in that library, this is where you store any and all company documents. And then any individual administrator that has the administrative access into the system can come in here and upload documents, replace documents, share documents.
Okay.
Right? So that's what this system is designed for. It's HR storage, but secure file sharing. So if I ever needed to send a file, right, I would upload it into my library, so that's available. Then I could go back to my HR tab, and we would set up a workflow or a task. And pretty much everything to set up in our system is 4 steps, right? So you can see here that we've got all of these workflows: performance reviews, goal assessments, benefit selection, driver's license. So all I need to do is just say, okay, we just updated our company handbook. So that's the name of this workflow. Okay, then I'm just going to label the category so I can track it. So we'll just do custom because I don't think I have one. So then I would come down here and I would say, you know, please review the updated company handbook. And then over here on the right, I'm going to add the document. So do I have an existing document? And maybe it's not in my system. Maybe I just need to add it quickly from my computer. I can do that. Or if it's already in my library, I just come and find that document. Well, there's my handbook right there. I'm going to select it. So that's the first step. What are we doing? Company handbook update, and I need to attach files. Then I hit next. Then I'm in my settings and audience. So do I need employees to upload any additional information? Well, for this case, I don't. But maybe this was a driver's license or a certification, and I was alerted that one of my employees, their driver's license was coming due. I could send them a renewal application. They need to complete it, fill it out, take a picture of it, and send it back to me. In that case, I would say, yeah, because you need to send me information. In this case, no. They're just reviewing the document and then they're going to sign off on it. When's it due by? Well, I need it back by the end of the year. Then I select my audience. Do I want to select all my active employees in the system, a specific department that I've set up, or do I want to hand select employees to send this workflow to? Right, so let me find one here. Let me go to where are you, Alyssa? Right there. Next, what's the review process? Is there a review process? So after the employee sends me his driver's license renewal, or once he reviews this company handbook, do we want to have someone from the HR management team review that information? Well, in this case, yes. And then we select who are the reviewers. All administrators in the system, certain department managers, or a specific reviewer? Well, it would be myself. So I would go select who I represent in this system. And then at any point in the way, do I need to add additional documents? Well, I've already added my company handbook, so no. Next. So then I just review this workflow. Make sure that I've got the correct name, the employee handbook's attached, my settings, my due date, and then my review process. So once I complete this, now it'll be sitting as an open workflow, and any employee that I sent that to has now received a notification to complete this workflow that we just created. Wherever it went, where'd it go? Right there. Okay, so the system will notify the employees. They'll receive a push notification because we do have a mobile app. And the mobile app is designed for several different things. So we can clock in, clock out, but if you don't need that, we turn it off. If we need to track any type of PTO, because that's an HR functionality, we can track PTO, but they also have the ability to track their HR documents and have visibility through their mobile phone. Right? So now, if I log out of the admin here, and I log in as the employee that I just sent that to, I'm going to be alerted right here. So I get this little bell, as well as receive an email, as well as receive a push notification. So as a employee, I go to my HR tab, and we're going to see this company handbook update. So I can quickly click on that. It's going to show me my company handbook in a PDF form or a Word document, right? However you uploaded it. So I can review the documents, the changes, and then I can sign off on it and send it back to management.
Okay.
Right? So that is what this system is designed for. Right?
Okay.
We can quickly onboard the new employees, send them documents, and everything is filled out digitally, so they don't have to print off the W-4, the I-9. They just fill it out straight through the system and send it back to you. Right? So it will do everything that you want it to do, but it's also going to replace Box. And like you said, you guys just barely started using that about 6 months ago?
Yeah. Our team, I don't know, we use it maybe less than some of the other divisions, but yeah.
Is it a
So
paid
actually,
subscription?
yes.
Yeah.
And I just put the employee handbook and the acknowledgement form there yesterday.
Oh, I see. Okay.
On Box in staff resources, and then the people can take the time they want to read it, and then sign the acknowledgement form.
Yeah. It sounds like it does what our system is designed for. It's just not as in-depth, right? It just sounds like it's a secure file storage and sharing, not really centered around HR. Ours is centered around HR.
Yeah, exactly. We have not, the security that we would need for, the personnel document.
Yeah.
That's kind of the key issue that we're looking for. So earlier you had said that you offer pieces of your system. So what would most serve us to store those personnel documents?
Ask me that one more time. I'm not sure I understand.
So if we're going to be using the system primarily for storing the personnel documents, that's what you just showed me about, creating an employee profile.
Correct.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for you, yeah, like I mentioned, there are different aspects, right? So recruiting and onboarding, timekeeping, attendance with scheduling, HR. We would be looking
Okay.
at recruiting and onboarding and then HR, where right now today you may not need the time and attendance and scheduling component,
No.
right? So
No.
you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily
Those are
use those, yeah.
the pieces. And then, so if you could give me a quote, like for those three, but then also just for the onboarding and HR.
Sure,
If you could do that, that would be very helpful.
not a problem. And our system is just a monthly subscription. So there's
Okay.
no annual contracts to sign, and it's based off of
Okay.
employee headcount and employee usage.
Okay.
Okay. You would be looking at $6 per employee per month. And that essentially gets you every piece of the program. So 6 months from now, if you needed timekeeping, you needed attendance, we just flip a switch. You would have to pay the one-time setup fee and training, but it would not increase that $6 per month charge. So,
What does the one-time setup fee look like?
oh, it's nothing egregious. So if we set up the onboarding and HR, you're right around, off the top of my head, $400 one-time fee.
Okay.
Okay. And that is a white glove implementation. So we work with you and your team, and we get your employees uploaded in the system. We help you get your documents stored in here. We basically just get your account ready for use, and then we offer training in your own account so that before you're ready to roll it out or start using it, you're familiar, your team is comfortable, and then part of that flat fee, that the one-time setup cost, we include ongoing support.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Yeah. So the biggest thing with Swipeclock and all of our products is they are very customizable and very agile. So I would say 9 out of 10 clients that I sign up grow into the system.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you can constantly change how things work. Admins, you do have the ability to customize and make changes within the system, how it works, how it flows, even how it looks. So we can brand your portal to say National
Okay.
Association of Charter Schools,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
When you log in, you can actually change the color scheme, right? So your brand will be right here, your logo. But yeah, you can come into the back end of the system and you can change like the color, customize it so it looks like it's just a extension of your website, which is really cool.
Okay.
Okay. So what I would recommend is check out your ADP marketplace,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
right? And you'll want to look for applicant stack.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I believe it's called applicant stack onboarding.
Okay.
And you'll have to forgive me. I'm not super familiar with that specific integration. I have a lot of clients that look into it, but not a lot of clients that actually end up using it. So I'm not quite sure as to why.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I recorded this session, so I'll send you a copy of that. I'll get you some official pricing. I'll send you a DocuSign agreement. Pop it open. You'll see the charges that we discussed. Um, and then you said that you have about 20, 21 employees right now today, correct?
Today, yes, 21. Two people have left in this past month, but yeah.
Oh no, that's
So
not
that's
fun.
yeah. Well,
So,
um, like I said, we're kind of small, and it's a very the charter school world is sort of um, very specific, looking for people, very specific skill sets with, so, there's not like a ton of movement, but sometimes, for whatever reason, someone wants a different opportunity. So,
yeah. I mean, how do you find new hires? So if you were looking to replace these last two, what's your process there? Do you actively use job boards and post listings out into the free market, or do you like more of a referral base?
um, pretty much start with the referral based situation, and usually the vice president of the division, has, either some names or, reaches out to some people. So that's kind of where it starts before it would go to, like out through another method.
Sure. Well, if you did want to try that, you would be able to in this platform, right?
Okay.
So this applicant stack would be the recruiting side of it and the onboarding side, right? But just real quickly, this just allows me to create jobs. So that's what you'll see down here in your pipeline. And then up at the top, you've got different areas to work in. So if I click on my jobs tab, this tab will show me open jobs that I have available. Or maybe I need to create a job. So I can quickly come in here, create a job. And if it's a reoccurring job, teacher, admin, teacher's aide, I could create a template and save it so I don't have to do this every time.
Okay.
This just allows me to quickly create a job listing that I want to post out onto the free market, right?
Okay.
This system will talk to different job boards. So you could post it
Oh, okay.
to Glassdoor, Google, Indeed, and LinkedIn at no additional charge,
Okay.
right? Employees will actually find the listing and read about the job description, right? You can embed videos, links, just describe here's what this job is, here's the abilities that we need, here's your essential functions. And then once they apply, they're going to be applying through Applicant Stack. So they're going to apply,
Oh,
they're
okay.
going to fill out an application that you've put in there, they're going to upload a resume because you've requested that information, right? And then they're just going to sign off on everything and send it back into our system so that your team can go to their candidates tab up here at the top and look at all the candidates that have found that position and applied for it.
Okay. That's
Right?
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So just something to consider, right? It's there if you need it. So like I said, most people will grow into this system because there is so much that it could do. We just barely scratched the surface today.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. I understand. I think that, that's something that we very much, that would describe our usage. I think it's going to grow as we get into the system. So,
Absolutely. And do you have like a timeline in mind, or are you just kind of looking around, seeing what's available? Where are you guys
um,
at as far as starting with a new system?
I, I think we're going to want to do something definitely in the first quarter of 2021. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, I'm not really sure. I can't narrow it down any more than that.
Kind of hard to right now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'll just make note here. I'll send you some information, and maybe I'll follow up with you after the holidays. How do you like to
yeah.
do follow up? Do you like me to check in with you? Do you want me to wait to hear back from you? How do you like to do that?
Well, if you want to, send me an email just to, and I can let you know where we are in the process. I have met with our CEO along the way. I'm your CFO along the way, and I will do so again after the holidays. So,
Okay.
yeah. So we'll see, um, you know, where we are after that.
Sounds good. I'll get you the information, Mary, and it was a pleasure talking with you today. And again, I'll send you a copy of this recording so you can share it. And we'll
Okay.
circle back in a couple of weeks and we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're very welcome. Enjoy the day. Talk soon.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.